Welcome to our podcast brought to you by Aura with a T, where we dive into the heart of what really matters. We are celebrating one of the most profound and beautiful journey in the life, that is motherhood. We'll be chatting about the beauty of being a mother and highlighting the often overlooked struggles that all the women as mothers they face. I want to bring your attention to how to support and appreciate the motherhood in our lives. We're thrilled to have our special guest, very special guest with us. Name is Jena. Welcome.
Just a little bit about myself. I've been working since I was 16,
Wow.
and I continued working when I had my child. I have one child. I went on maternity leave about 2 years ago, and that was for 12 months, and then I returned back to work. And yes, I agree with Pooja. We do have, there is a set of challenges that we get, that we go through as mothers, especially as first-time mothers, and all that mom guilt you have when you go back to work, and it's just struggling and balancing that work and home life.
Why it is important that the child stays with the mother.
Yeah. Again, with the daycare, just from my experience, one daycare provider has 8 other children. That child is obviously not going to be her first priority. And the way a daycare provider cares for a mother, of course, is very different than the way a mother can provide.
Share a few examples with us where in daily lives, mother has to go through these small struggles that we don't see.
You know what? From my own personal view, being a mom is not hard. It's just all the other work that comes with it, right? Like, I know, especially when my little one was a newborn, she was with me, I could care for her. The challenge for me was doing, the laundry, grocery meals. The support on that side, I think, is so essential for a mother to do her job well. So if you have like a support system or even somebody helping out or taking over that aspect of motherhood, then it's definitely a load off your shoulder. I know when my child was born, there was no more me anymore. It's all about your child. It's just, mothers, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So yes, if someone could take the house load off your shoulders, I think that definitely makes motherhood much more easier. But again, with the way how society can support, I mean, not even just support, like everywhere you go, if you're with a newborn, I mean, you always get those comments, those little advices, some suggestions. I know some mothers don't like it, but personally, I loved it. I was new at it. You're experienced, you've done it, bring it on. So I like the way everyone, comes together for a mother, whether it's just a smile, a kind word, or an action even.
I hope our viewers will take a note of it, and next time you see a mother, you have to compliment the mother.
Yes, just a positive word. You're doing great. It goes such a long way.
You being given an option where you wanted to be a full-time mother or you wanted to work, which one?
None. That's a great question. Yeah. If I could change one thing, again, my situation was a little unique. I had to go back earlier because of I received a promotion, and it was something that I had in my mind for a while, so I was really happy to receive it. So I went back, gave it a chance, but it wasn't as easy as I thought. There was a big learning curve for me when I took this promotion, and as a mother who doesn't believe in sleep training, my child went through a lot of sleep regressions. So there were days where I was showing up at work, had slept 48 hours. Wow. My child was sick then, but that was very challenging because first of all, you're very sleep deprived. Then you're showing up at work, you're learning a whole new different type of work. So you're not as sharp as you would like to be.
What advice would you give to a new mom?
As a first-time mom, all the advice, everything you read, everything you talk about, it won't make sense until you're finally in there. And then how your body physically changes, how your mind, how you mentally change, how everything changes when that baby's in your hand, how a woman is mechanized to change or mechanized to be when that child's in the head. So it doesn't matter what you read or what conversations you have. An advice that I could give mothers, first of all, take that mat leave, take it as long as you possibly can. I thought before becoming a mom that 12 months is enough, for take care of my child. Yeah, no, that wasn't the case. I was crying every day. I had to send her to daycare. In fact, I wasn't sure if she cried more, I cried more. I mean, I would just sit outside her daycare and cry. It was really tough. And even right now, when I look back at the pictures from that time, I can't even look at them. I just feel so much guilt that I put my child in daycare. I put her in when she was 11 months, and it's if I don't have regrets in life, but that's definitely one of my bigger ones. So take your mat leave, take it as long as you can. You can't ever be ready to have a child. So for you to say, I want to get this goal done or this goal done, then I'll have a child, just go with the flow. We're all in this world. Everything's been kind of timed before. So just go with the flow and see where it takes you. And I promise it's a beautiful journey.
Nowadays, because the society has changed and the living expenses, they have increased, right? It's so important for both the parents to work. At the same time, it's really important for a mother to bring up her child, her baby. It's not in mom's hand. Of course, if you want to work, you can go and work, but then you have to sacrifice your time, and the baby wants that time with you. Babies can't speak, right? But you could feel that. So is there something on the macro level that government can interfere or employers should understand? Because people have forgotten nowadays that how important a mother is. What's a mother's role to play in the society? Whole responsibility to give good children to the society. It's on mothers. Where we are lacking as a society, where the government is lacking.
The best way a government could support a mother is one, have longer maternity leaves. I mean, it's great that in Canada we have 12 to 18 months, which seems amazing compared to someone who has 3 months. But I still think we could do better. We could do a lot more better. Given that we do have those maternity leaves, of course, it'd be nice to get. I know there's a cap on the amount that the mother receives while she's on leave. So it'd be great to kind of have that as a bigger amount. As my husband wanted to have time off, but he only had 2 weeks, and 2 weeks in the life of a newborn, it goes by so quickly, of course, number one. And number two, I remember when he returned back to work, again, I was on my own and I was struggling. So again, have longer leaves for both parents and have top-up plans as well.
It's something you should do before you become a mom. Like the checklist, you should be doing it.
I have one that's come to my mind right away. Sleep as much as you can. But then, I remember I was very sleep deprived until my child turned 2. And now that she's sleeping, I feel like I'm getting somewhat of my life back. But sleep, eat well, learn about healthy eating, and exercise. If you can exercise, walk. I mean, I walk quite a bit. I'm not into exercise or the gym. That's something I don't enjoy at all, but I do walk a lot. And it helped me throughout my pregnancy. I think it definitely made, giving birth much more easier. And then especially when I had my newborn, it was nice to get out of the house and go for a walk and just push the stroller. It was something I was so used to doing, so it wasn't anything that I kind of forced myself to do. I really enjoyed doing it. A mental aspect, I meditate quite a bit, so find something that calms you and gives you that peace. I mean, I can talk forever on meditation, but that was good for me because being a mother, especially the early stages, it can be very stressful, especially to a new mother. So that kept me grounded for sure.
And come on that topic soon.
Okay.
We totally forgot about the postpartum depression that mothers have to go through. Do you want to tell us what it is, how you can deal with it? You said you meditate.
Yes.
But what support can you get from the family?
Yes. So I think every mother at some point kind of goes through postpartum depression. You may not even know point and you don't even know that you're going through it. I mean, that was especially with myself. And I remember I was just one day just talking about my experience, and a friend was looking at me and she said, honey, you have postpartum depression. And yes, I did. The best way of dealing with it, I think you need to have a strong support system in place. It's a very thin line, and I fell into it because I didn't have the support that I really badly needed. And it was way too much, and it was kind of all on my shoulders alone. And it's also, you know, my fault too, because I thought, okay, I could manage it, I'll do it. But
Yeah.
it's take that help, moms.
Okay.
Take that help.
New mom, she's not gonna know like what help or support we're talking about.
Yeah, so the best way to support a new mom, especially, so the mom and baby are there for each other. They're good. Again, the housework, right? So the laundry, the dishes, make a meal, do the grocery, clean the home for her. You maybe take the child away for a little bit, let the mom rest, have a shower, sleep a little bit, or have a meal in peace without worrying about rushing back to her child. Yeah, those are just all small ways, but they go a long way with new mothers, especially, and not just a new mother in general. I think just motherhood and just the whole journey itself. I mean, I never forget those friends that would always visit me, take the time to text me or check on me, show up with the hot meal, or in Pooja's case, she would always Uber a chocolate cake to my home, and it would be such a nice surprise because I love chocolate cake. But yeah, just little things like check on the mom. You know, she needs someone to check on her too.
What about asking help from in-laws, from your parents? Do you think that can make the life easier, or it's gonna add up to what you're going through already?
Well, I had my child, my mother-in-law was there, my own mother was there. They were there together for almost a month, and they're both wonderful, very positive people in my life. So having them around was such an immense help, and honestly, I will never forget it, because I needed help the most, and the way they showed up, it went a long way with me.
Jena, I guess in your case, you're being blessed with like
Oh yeah,
really good moms.
yes.
But what about seeing a few cases where, not a few cases, like some cases where the mother-in-law comes, and then you know, the situation becomes worse because of maybe controlling nature, or moms think, oh, this is not good, you don't know how to raise a baby, you don't know how to take care of a baby.
Yeah, they need to take a step back.
Okay.
And respect the new mom, the new family, actually. Just see where you're needed, you know, maybe ask, how can I help? How do you need me?
So all the parents of new parents, just make a note that ask your kids that what kind of support and help they need from them, and then you can be good together.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Was there any time that you felt like, oh, why did I do this?
No, I
Okay.
never did. Actually, I'm going to rewind a bit again. When my child first came into my arms, I was very high on epidural. And I remember saying, oh, I was so high on it. I was like, okay, I'll see her in a bit. I want to sleep.
Okay.
It didn't hit me right away.
Okay.
And then I remember when she was brought in my hand and her eyes were wide open and she was looking at me and I was looking at my child. My first thought wasn't that overwhelming feeling of love, again, which is normal. It was, this is a responsibility in my life, right? This is someone I have to take care of for the rest of my life. That was the first thought that came in my head. And then as time progressed, in 1 week, 2 weeks, then slowly that love came pouring in, right? So again, for the mothers who don't feel it right away, relax, okay? And then secondly, what was your question?
Did you feel selfish?
Why?
That your time is gonna...
Okay, yes. And then when I had my child, of course, something that took me almost 2 years to realize is that you are no longer who you used to be. And there's no point of you trying to find who you used to be. You need to reinvent yourself as a mom. So be easy on yourself, you know? the weight will go away, the clothes will fit eventually. But create a new style, you know, find healthier ways of living. So be easy on yourself. I never ever regretted having my child, of course. Life has a new busyness to it.
Do you want to tell our viewers what a baby needs from a mom?
That's great. That's a great question. When that child comes into your arms, your body, your mind, you just know what to do. It's like a manual gets downloaded in your brain of how to take care of that child. So that's why I'm saying just go with the flow.
Yeah.
You have to trust that there's a bigger power there that's already kind of designed you to take care of that child, and you just have to kind of see where that goes and make sure you're feeding that design, so yourself, in the best means as possible. So, you know, you're eating good food, hopefully you're getting some sleep where you have that support system in place. You know, you have some time for yourself. So once all of that it's in a good place, then only can you be the best mother for your child. When you're raising your child, you know, you guys want to be a team. You can't just throw everything on one parent because, oh, they're better at it than I am, or the baby wants them more than me. No, don't do that. You have to take that initiative. You have to want to be there. Turn off all your gadgets, leave them at the door entrance, don't bring them in the room. Put your full attention on your child and your partner, and anything thrives when your full attention is in it.
That's what you want to say to all the dads there.
Yes, dads, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, dads or anyone who's in support, who's supporting that mother.
You mentioned about meditation. What kind of meditation do you do, and how does it help?
The meditation I've been practicing, it's almost 6 years, 7 years almost, yeah. The meditation I practice is called Sahaja Yoga, so that means born within, and then yoga, that union, so that's a union with the all-pervading power, the divine, or God, whatever you want to call it. It's a very simple meditation, extremely simple. I was surprised at how simple it really was. You want to have that desire for that pure knowledge of that subtle, that spirituality, that pure body that you have within you. I mean, it's often very overlooked. We have our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, but the root of all of this is our spiritual body. So when you're meditating, you're connecting to that spiritual body, and if you can create a very strong base on that end, then that flows through the rest of your bodies, right?
Wow, wonderful. So guys, we'll be leaving the link for this meditation in the chat below. You can always go on the site and try for yourself. And don't forget to subscribe us. If you have any question, just leave it in the comment. We'll get back to you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Pooja, for having me. Moms, and to all the women aspiring to be mothers, good luck. It's a beautiful journey. I always say you don't know love until you hold that child in your hand, and you realize, jokes aside, you realize how much you don't love people. I'm just kidding, because the love is so great, and you realize, oh wow, if this is what unconditional love is, how many people do I really love like that in my life?
Hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. It's our pleasure to have you, Jena. We'll come with more interesting and powerful conversation in a subtle way.